Hey guys, and welcome to the Finance Troll, where we're going to get you out of that cave. I'm at the Troll, and we're going to go today through searching, allocating, researching stocks. This is Stocks for Beginners, Stocks 101. Guys, listen, there's a lot of stuff online that claims to go from $0 to a million, 0 to 100,000. Let's not do any of that. Let's go through the basics of what do you do when you have a little bit of money and you want to start investing. So this episode is going to be about searching and allocation, finding the tiers of finance, what is your risk profile, and what account do you need, how much money should you put in it, doing some basic research around what different assets are there out there, and then how many shares, what do I do when I invest. So let's go through some of this stuff, and we'll go through basics first. This is a Stock 101, and then we'll go from there. So who's this video for? This is for people with a checking account and no idea what to do next. You have nothing else. You have checking, you have $20,000, $10,000, $5,000, whatever, in a checking account, and you don't know what to do next. Or the people who hate the guru videos, which is me. It's also for young adults who want to learn how to adult, become financially free. Finance math is one of the most powerful forces on this planet. If you learn how to use the math, it will help you become an independent adult. What do you do with your paycheck? What percentage do you allocate to what types of things? And what kind of accounts do you need? And what can you do with them? So first off, what is a stock? So when people say the stock market, what is this? What are we talking about here? A stock is a buyable share in a company. So you have a company that is now public. It's publicly traded. It used to be a private company. It's two guys in a garage that named their company Amazon. They start in the garage. They make some success. They make a great product. Everyone gets excited about them. They say, hey, let's sell some of this company to the marketplace. And the more exciting and growth and friendly to investor the company is, the more shares can sell. So that's what people do. They go public and they cash out. They cash out a bunch of their shares in their very nice stock. When the company's value goes up, the stock also goes up. There are a lot of factors in this, obviously. Sometimes you can release more shares, making the stock price go down. There's lots of things. But in general, when the stock does good things, the price and value of it goes up because it makes more money. Some companies pay dividends. What is a dividend, you ask? That is when a company wants to take a portion of their earnings, usually their net earnings, and give it out to shareholders when their business is steady, like a utility company, right? You pay your cable bill every single month on the dot every month. You don't miss your cable bill. That's the same thing like a dividend. They know they can count on your $60 per month. They can do a dividend based on that. You can sell your shares whenever. And that's something a lot of people ask me is, okay, I've got these shares in a stock. What happens then? What if I need the money? This is a longer term game, but you can, in fact, sell your stock in the company and take the money out in whatever position it is in. Okay, so this is the most important part of this video, is the types of allocations. The guru videos want you to take some money and put it on these crazy stocks that could go from $2 to $18. But those $18, if you buy it at 17, can also go back to $1. So this is a very dangerous game. What you need to learn is what types of allocations you need. Tier number 1 is your checking account. Most people keep 3 months of expenses in their checking. If you add up every single expense that you need, including rent, car payment, utilities, groceries, going out, all that stuff, say it's $2,800 for $3,000 for round math, you should have $9,000 in your checking account. That is good for all the different things you need. A savings account is an account that will pay you a percentage, maybe 3-4% of interest, and you can keep it in that account. And that usually people have about 6 months. Now some people do 3 months. It depends what kind of job you have. If you have a steady, regular 9-to-5 job with no changes in your salary, 3 months of savings is probably fine. Or if you have an old car, you probably want more savings because you know your car is going to go out pretty soon. If you have a commission job, you probably want like a year of savings just because you never know. What if, whatever you're doing for commissions loses its sales? Okay, and then after that, your next tier up is your mutual funds or ETFs. You kind of want to do a base of operations. If you've never really invested before, leave it to the pros. If you just invest in the stock market, typically you get 6 to 8% return year over year. There are plenty of ETFs and mutual funds that can get you those returns. You put your money in that. This is a longer term investment. You don't want to put your money in your $1,000 in today and expect it to be $5,000 in a week. That's not how this works. So it's a longer term investment. After mutual funds is stocks, individual stocks. You can buy Tesla specifically, Apple specifically, Now you can buy the ETFs that will have Apple and Tesla and all of these big stocks, or you can have medium tier stocks, or you can have a small growth stock. So the ETFs will bundle stocks together. The next level down, you can pick your own stocks individually. After that, you can go into real estate. There are real estate funds on the market that you can invest in, or you can buy your own house. I have a whole nother video on real estate, but this is extremely long term. You put your money into real estate, it will not come back out for a long time. There are passive hustles or passive income, side hustles you can do. These take a long time to create, a lot of work to get started. Sometimes they'll do whatever. You need to get some work into it. This is another form of allocations that you can spend your time and resources on. And lastly is retirement assets. Your 401k, IRAs, and 529s. A 401k is the company paid. So if you work for a company, they give you a 401k match. You put your money in there, and then it's allocated into stocks that way. IRA is something you yourself put into a retirement account. It's taxed different. It's a whole different separate video. And a 529, if you got kids, that is for their education. So those are the types of things. And you're coming to this video because you've got your checking full. You've got your savings in case something happens. You're ready to get into the stock game. What do you do first? So the first thing you need to do is find your brokerage. There's a bunch of brokerages out there. There's a ton of research. There's a ton of different types of research. I have been using Schwab for about, 15 years, and it's done just fine. I love Charles Schwab. They're very good. They answer all your questions. If you have questions, they've got good trading platforms. That's what I use. There's Fidelity. There's all these different things. Do your own research there, but pick a brokerage. Load it with some money, whatever you want to invest. Then you want to find out what percentage of asset you want. How much percent of growth or risky stocks do you want? What percentage of high tier Apple stocks do you want? You need to kind of figure that out. And to me, it just like this previous slide, you want to work your way backwards from mutual funds to stocks. There's a whole nother tier inside of that. If you have $10,000 to invest, my recommendation would be to get like half of that at large cap. But again, it depends what you want to do. If you don't care what happens to the $10,000, maybe you go all risky. Maybe you go small caps, who knows? But you need to figure that out based on your risk tolerance, what you're going to do, and also your goals. So your goals for the next year or 5 years is very important as well. And finally, learn the finance math and the power of compounding interest. Because if you're 22, 23, 24 years old watching this video, compound interest is the greatest thing to do to look at when you're investing. Because you're putting in $10,000 today at 8% return, that money is worth like $4 million when you're 65 versus it's worth $180,000 when you're 35. The math is insane. You've got to look this up. You've got to research it. The biggest quote I've ever heard is if you don't understand compounding interest, it's because you're paying it. So just make sure you realize that. Okay, next up. Doing your research, doing the charts. What do I do next? Okay, so I've got a couple stocks that I want to buy. I've got my 5 shares of this and that and whatever. I don't know what to do next. Don't go bottom fishing. It's quick. Fundamentals, balance sheets, all matter. Growth stocks, high reward, high risk, only takes one. You would have invested in NVIDIA back when they were just a graphics chip designer. Nobody knew what graphics chip was. That would have been awesome. It's 250% return or something, 1,000% return. It only takes one. There's growth stock, there's screeners. I can go through all that in the next episode. And people will forecast what they think is going to happen. Don't listen. They are short-term people. They're just doing it for clicks or whatever. Do you? Buy what you like. Invest in what you like. Invest in what you know, and the rest will figure out itself. And finally, buy something. Investing is failure. Investing is losing. Investing is getting back up after you have fallen, and that's all people can ask for. So, what do we cover in the next video? Hopefully this helps. Just a basic 101. What would you like to see next? Hit me up, Finance Troll. Thanks for watching.